Hello guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video, which is all around how to manifest your dream life in 2024 with ease. Now this is going to be a little bit different from some of the other manifesting videos that might be floating around at the moment, because I see a lot of manifesting videos that are very much around the slightly more masculine approach to manifesting and making things happen and putting things in place. And this is the manifesting guide for the girl who wants to create her dream life while still living the soft life, whilst still feeling a life of ease and flow and being connected to her intuition, still very much in her feminine energy rather than shifting into her masculine energy to try and make things happen. But before we begin, for anyone who is new here, my name is Amara. I am a yoga teacher and I also use this space on YouTube to share a lot of soul guidance and also an awful lot of spiritual wellness as well. So with that being said, let's dive straight in to how to create your dream life with ease in 2024. Now, first things first is kind of changing the approach of this manifestation. Now, if you are here, you've probably heard a little bit about manifesting before and the power of manifesting and how we do it and how we can create our dream life with the use of manifesting. Now, when we are thinking about creating ease within the manifesting process, first things first is we need to shift into this more feminine style energy. Now, if you are wanting a video on feminine energy, I just filmed one on how to sort of cultivate more feminine energy in these winter months. So if you're wanting to learn more about feminine energy, feel free to hop over to that after this video. But with that being said, when we think of manifesting, there, as I said, are two ways to do this. Now, we're going to really be focusing on the more feminine way today. Now, the feminine form of manifesting is creating ease, is creating flow, is becoming magnetic, is allowing everything to find you rather than having to force things into place. And I am of the belief that you can manifest anything you want. You could manifest anything. However, that doesn't mean that you should. Just because you could manifest something and force something into place and make it work doesn't mean that we always should, because quite often when we manifest in that more masculine mindset of I can make anything happen and I will, which is a fantastic thing, sometimes we end up manifesting things which actually aren't in our highest good. And I say this because I know that I've done this in the past before. Whereas when we manifest in this more feminine, heart-led way, this is when the manifestations truly do take a life of their own. We manifest far beyond anything we could ever imagine because they're what's truly in alignment with our higher self and our soul. And that is really what we're going to be focusing on today. So the first step to kind of taking this more feminine approach to manifesting is, first of all, knowing that everything that is meant for you is already yours. Whatever it is you're dreaming about, think about your dream life right now. You probably already know a little bit about what it is, but if you don't worry, we're going to come back to that. But think about whatever is your biggest dream right now. And if I tell you it is already yours, what is meant for you is already yours. No one can take it from you. Nothing can stop you from getting it. How does that make you feel towards what you're manifesting? Is there a fear? Is there an apprehension? Or is there trust, right? And when we understand that everything that is meant for me is already on its way for me, okay, what do I need to do to just allow it to find its path a little bit easier to me? So that's first thing there, is trusting that everything you are manifesting is also manifesting you. It is on its way to you as much as you are on its way to it. The next thing we kind of already touched on is flow over force. If we are manifesting something in our feminine energy, we are forcing nothing. Nothing that we are manifesting is going to feel forced. We're not pushing anything into place. We are fully manifesting something that is going to come with ease and with flow. And you know what? If it's not coming with ease and flow and we're feeling tempted to force it, we trust that maybe it's not actually something that's in our highest good that we should be manifesting. Yes, we're really sinking into this element of flowing with it, allowing everything to find us with ease, and knowing that if something isn't feeling easy and if something isn't feeling Obviously, not everything in life can be easy, but if something's feeling like there's a lot of resistance and there's going to need to be forced to make it happen, it might not be in our highest alignment. And this may take you a moment to really sit down and think, how many times in your life have you purposely chosen things to be hard? You might feel seen. Trust me, this was me too. Choosing to make my life harder than it needing to be, constantly choosing the harder way to do things, choosing to take the harder route because the easy route then didn't mean that I had as much glory, whatever else that might mean. But really take a moment when you're working on these manifestations to think, what would feel like there is an element of ease and flow to it? And that doesn't mean don't dream big. I want you to dream huge. But when you are on your way to these manifestations, if there is something that you're feeling a resistance with, or maybe it's not happening exactly the way you want it to happen and the exact details aren't falling into place, know that what you're manifesting may be coming to you in a completely different way. And when we create this ease and trust, again, it comes to you so much easier and so much more quickly. And the last little bit of a note said, when it comes to deciding how it is we're creating our dream life, when it comes to deciding what it is that we are manifesting in 2024 in ease, we need to begin to trust our intuition with this. So one thing that I will say, and where we really see the difference between heart-led and feminine manifestations versus the more masculine manifestations, is sometimes those more masculine manifestations come from the ego space. So feeling like you need to prove something, or you're manifesting something because you want approval from others, or whatever it might be. Those are very ego-fueled manifestations. They're fine, but they're never going to feel full of ease because they're not coming from a space that is ease. The ego does not feel at ease. It doesn't feel at peace. So those manifestations are never going to feel at peace either. Whereas when we're creating these more feminine manifestations, we want them to come from a space of intuition. We want them to come from the heart space, right? So we want them to come from our highest, truest self. So when you're thinking about creating your vision or your dream life or your manifestations, really take a moment just to check, are they ego-based or are they intuition and heart-based? Okay, now that we understand what it means to manifest in a more feminine way, it's now time to get clear on your vision. So what it is that you're manifesting. Now, this is one of the most important parts of the process because we need to get clear on what our dream life looks like, down to the feeling, the moments in every day. So with this activity, I really encourage you to think about, okay, what does my dream life look like? What does my dream self look like? What does she wear? Where does she go? What is her job? What does she do? What does she do when she wakes up in the morning? What does she eat? How does she make others feel is one of my favorite ones as well. How does she feel on a day-to-day basis? What does she speak about? What does she share? Who are the people around her? Who are her friends? Start to really find the vision. A really beautiful way to do this is through a meditation practice. This is when you really know that it's coming from a more intuition-based area. So just have a look at any dream life meditations. I might actually share one here on my YouTube channel, but visualization meditation, dream life meditation, of really beginning to think about what it is your dream life looks like and taking a moment to close down the eyes, come into meditation and almost visualize what every single moment of a day in your dream life as your dream girl or person, what that would look like. And that is step one, is to start to visualize it and know that it's coming from the intuition rather than the ego. If you're unsure as to whether or not it's coming from the ego or if it's coming from the intuition, I want you to think about how it makes you feel. When you think about your manifestations, I want you to feel full of light and excitement. I don't want you to feel fearful towards them. I don't want you to feel as if that didn't come true, that you failed, right? Because if that's the case, that's the ego fearing the failure and getting a bit overwhelmed by it. If you just feel like, oh yes, this is lighting me up, I'm so excited, that's heart-led, that's intuitive. So that is the first step towards beginning to clarify the vision. The next thing to do, once you feel you've clarified the vision a little bit more, create a vision board. I personally love to create a vision board on a piece of paper. I find that a physical vision board is really fantastic, but I always love to start the process on Pinterest and create virtual vision boards as well that I can use as my phone background and my computer background. And when I am creating a vision board, I will do all different areas of my life. So I will do my relationship, I will do my work, I will do my just general energy and who I am and my self-development. I'll do my yoga practice, my yoga teaching, whatever it might be. And I am creating a really holistic, full life vision board. And each picture I am finding, I want to really embody a feeling that I am creating. So it's not really about the picture, it's about how it makes me feel, and I want it to capture the feeling that I am trying to manifest. This activity of vision boarding is not just about putting pictures on a paper, it's about bringing your visions in your head down into reality. It's like a physical act of drawing everything down to earth. So this is a really, really vital step to doing this. So I really, really want you to take your time with this and create a really beautiful vision board that really embodies everything that you're trying to achieve, because we're going to need this when we come back to it. We need to constantly be reminded of the vision. Once you've created your vision board, I really encourage you print it off and put it somewhere, not even necessarily on your phone background. I do have mine, but I find that I look at a vision board a lot more when I have it in a hard copy. So maybe you put it on your desk, maybe you put it in your car mirror, like the little cosmetic mirror. Maybe you put it on your fridge, maybe you frame it and put it somewhere where you get ready, whatever it might be. I just want you to have it somewhere where you can look on it. And another really great activity for this as well is constantly continuing to do that meditation you did before to help you create the vision board. And this is all around creating that vision. Now, the vision is so important because when we see the vision, we're already doing some really vital work on our vibration, which in turn creates ease. So before we really tap into that vibration and energy work that you want to master to create ease, we want to touch on things that might be standing in your way. So any obstacles and limiting beliefs that are going to stand in the way of you manifesting in a way that feels easy, in a way that really flows, and at the end of the day feels magnetic. And this is when we really need to take a moment to have a look at our vision board, have a look at our dream life as our dream self, and think, okay, what is it that is standing between me and that right now? And usually 9 times out of 10, it's not having enough money, it's not the situation you find yourself in, it's nothing physical, because I guarantee you are probably doing a lot of the things in your dream life now already. The things that are actually standing your way are usually limiting beliefs, right? And this is the first thing we're going to talk about. So if you all can already see that limiting beliefs are coming through of, I'm not confident enough, I'm not pretty enough, I don't have a good enough body to do that, I am not strong enough, whatever it might be, these are all limiting beliefs. This is all the ego getting worried, right? So first things first, if you already hear those limiting beliefs, I want you to create affirmations around them. Now, I know if you've worked with affirmations before, they can be slow to start. Affirmations. At first you're like, I do not believe a word of these, right? My favorite one that I felt this with was, I worked an awful lot this year on body love. That was a big, big thing for me, is finding love for my body, loving it for what it is, beginning to embrace the femininity within my body as well was a huge thing for me this year. My affirmation was, I love my body. So basic. My body is beautiful. Whatever it might be. These are so basic, but when I would tell them to myself every single morning, or my favorite thing to do was do it whilst I was doing my moisturizer, and I would just fill my body with all of these beautiful affirmations. But at first I did not believe them. I would be saying them and I'd be like, I love my body. I don't really, but I love my body. I would really be having to say them almost through like gritted teeth because I really, really, really didn't believe these things. But the truth of the matter is our words are like spells. And I've said this before. It's called spelling for a reason. Each and every word we share and we speak is like casting a spell on our reality. Each word carries a vibration, and through beginning to say these words, it doesn't necessarily matter how much you believe them to begin with, because the more and more you say them, the more and more you begin to hear yourself saying it to yourself, you will begin to believe it. And the more you can begin to replace your limiting belief and the negative things you say yourself with something positive, this will change your reality, and it will remove obstacles in a way that is actually so easy. Like, it's not hard to tell yourself something, even if you don't believe it. It's so easy to say, no, I love my body. Even if I don't in that moment, I'm telling myself I do, or I am capable. This isn't hard, right? And something I also really, really love to do is I will do my affirmations and I will voice record myself saying them. This is cheesy, but it's good. I will record myself saying them, and every morning when I get ready, I will play my affirmations, or every night before bed, I will play my affirmations and just repeat them over and over in my head. And these are so fantastic. And I really, really encourage you, once you have identified the limiting beliefs that are going to create resistance, they're going to create this feeling of things being hard, they're going to create tension between you and your dream life, that you begin working with affirmations as your way of really moving through these obstacles with ease and grace, right? That's always what we're aiming for. It's ease, it's grace. That is the aim, right? When we're also thinking about obstacles, you may be looking at this and actually realizing that, you know what? Some of the obstacles might actually be outside of yourself. Maybe there is a certain friendship group that you feel like might stand in your way. Maybe it is a certain environment, or maybe it's an activity like drinking, or whatever it might be that is standing in your way. Now, when we think about creating ease, the kind of obvious thing to do is to begin to create space between us and our obstacles, right? So I'm not necessarily saying you need to remove them completely, because that can sometimes feel really challenging. You may not be ready for that just yet. If you do feel ready for it, remove them, because that's going to create a lot more ease to your manifestations. But for this moment now, you might just want to create space between you and them. So for example, if there is a friendship group that really keeps you in an old way of being, and you feel like maybe doesn't help you step into this version of yourself that's in your dream life, how can you begin to create a little bit more space? So maybe you take time to be on your own a little bit more. Maybe you start to find other friendships that do support that. And that doesn't mean that you're no longer friends with your old friends. It just means that you have a little bit more space to be your dream self, rather than constantly being dragged into an old version of being all the time, every day, every weekend, or whatever it might be. So I really, really hope that helps. And maybe that's the case with drinking as well. You're doing it less often to create more space so that you can become your dream self. And this is a way of doing this very softly without having to go cold turkey on some of these things. Now, the next thing is one of the most important between creating ease with you and your manifestations, and this is raising your vibration. Now, this is key for manifesting with ease and with grace, and in a way that feels magnetic. Now, I'm going to explain to you just a little bit about vibration so you begin to understand how it works. So, as I said to you at the beginning, everything that is meant for you is on its way for you. It's trying to find you. And when we want to begin to manifest with ease, it's a matter of beginning to move our vibration so that it's on the same level to what it is that we are trying to manifest and attract. Now, this is the law of attraction. Two things that are alike will always be attracted to each other. Now, when we can raise our vibration to the level of what it is that we're manifesting, things will begin to come with ease, right? Things will begin to flow with ease. This is the law of attraction. This is this feeling of two things being on the same level, always be drawn together. And what you need to be able to do is to manage and manipulate your vibration. And this might sound hard, but it's actually something that you can do so easily when you know how to do it. So first things first, when it comes to raising your vibration, we want to think about, okay, what is the vibration of my dream self? I've just visualized her. That's the vibration of her. I need to start showing up as her now. It doesn't matter that my world does not look like my dream life right now. I need to show up like it does. What does she wear? How does she look? What does she eat? Where does she go? Even if she can't afford to go there, maybe you're just walking past it every day, right? That's fine. What is it that she says to people? How does she make people feel? What do you tell people you're doing? What is your job? Maybe it's not actually a job. Maybe you're telling them your dream job. Whatever that is, I need you to start showing up as her now. So rather than saying, when this happens, I'll do this, no, we need to do it now. And this is something that just one at a time, right? Okay, what does she look like? What does she wear? Maybe you're beginning to introduce things into your wardrobe that your higher self would wear. Maybe you don't feel like your higher self right now. Maybe you're not quite confident enough to wear them, but you wear them even though you don't feel confident. You show up as her, knowing that she is not going to come into fruition unless you take that first step. So that is the first thing I need you to do is, and this could be another maybe element of your vision board, or this is could be already be on your vision board, is what is she wearing? How does she feel? What does her morning routine look like? What does she do during the day? How is she improving herself? Whatever it is those things are, create a list and start one by one doing them. Try not to get overwhelmed. We don't need to do them all at once. Quite often it takes just a small shift of one and then another one comes easily, because once you've started doing one thing like waking up earlier and having a morning routine, your vibrations already shifted a little bit. So the other thing you want to do actually comes so much more easily because you've taken the step to shift your vibration, and naturally it increases so much more quickly than you could probably imagine, rather than trying to do everything at once and creating friction and tension and it feeling hard. Start with one. Start with the one you feel like is going to be the most impactful. So maybe that's the outfit, maybe that's the morning routine, maybe it's a certain element of self-development that you want to do. Start with the one you feel will make the biggest difference, and then trust that from there, okay, let's add this on, let's do this, and just begin every day to get yourself closer to this dream life and your dream self through the way that you're showing up. The next thing that I need you to do, and this again is such a key to manifesting with ease. You probably heard this before. I need you to start being grateful. I need you to practice gratitude. I guarantee you, no matter where you are in your life right now, even if that feels like a really hard and low place, I've been there too, there is something to be grateful for. Even if it's just that you woke up this morning and there is air to breathe and that is it today, there is always going to be something to be grateful for. And even in the times where it feels hard to be grateful and you don't want to be grateful, the vibration of gratitude is like a cheat sheet to raising your vibration. Gratitude is up here. Gratitude and joy is a way to shift your vibration instantly. So I really need you at every given possibility, at every given moment, to start practicing gratitude. So for some people, this looks like a gratitude journal and doing it every morning. For me, I actually find that I love practicing gratitude in the moment. So when I see something, for example, maybe I'm on my morning walk and I see something beautiful, I do just take a moment to go, oh my goodness, I'm so grateful for this. This is such a small thing, but I'm grateful. And every time in the day that I experience something that I'm grateful for, I will take a moment and be like, I'm grateful for this, and just affirm, I am grateful for this. And actually, I really love this because this helps keeps a consistent vibration of gratitude rather than just doing it in the morning and maybe dipping off towards the end. So literally any moment, and this is actually such a lovely activity just to do anyway, look for things to be grateful for. So instead of looking for things that aren't going your way, look for the person who smiled at you on the train. Look for the bird that made you feel like you were living in a movie. Look for that main character moment when you're getting rained on your way home and it's all very like poetic. That's a main character moment. I'm grateful for my main character moment, right? Every single small thing you can find, even if it's a sip of water or a sip of tea or whatever it might be, I want you to find gratitude for it. And you may only have one thing the first day, but the more you practice this, the easier it gets. And it's the easiest way to bring your vibration to what you want it to be, because the universe does not respond to desperation. The universe doesn't like this desperate needing energy, because you do usually have everything that you need. The universe responds to, I'm so grateful for what I have, show me how good it can get. I can see everything you've given me and I'm grateful for it. Show me more of things to be grateful for. And the universe is like, okay, I'll give you more things to be grateful for. And that's when your manifestations are coming to you more quickly. Whereas when you're in that lack mindset of I need or I'm desperate, that's lowering your vibration, and the universe is not going to respond to that. That's just not how it works. By being grateful, the universe will give you more things to be grateful for. By giving more love, you will have more people love you and more love come towards you. That is just the way the laws of the universe work. The next thing is one of my favorite things to do to raise my vibration, and it's so easy to do. Now, I guarantee you there are some things you are doing in your life right now that you would still be doing in your dream life. So that could be brushing your teeth, it could be washing your hair, it could be going and getting your coffee in the morning, whatever it might be. There is at least one thing in your life that you are doing right now that your dream self is also doing. However, the way in which you would do those things in your dream life is probably different. right? So the way that I describe this and the way this has been described to me is, imagine when you go and get that morning coffee, and when you're in your dream life, how does that morning coffee taste? That morning coffee tastes amazing. Maybe you have 5 minutes to sit down and really enjoy it, and you're feeling really grateful and you're excited for your day ahead, and it's the best coffee ever because it's an artisan coffee, whatever it might be. I need you to start doing that now, because I bet you're probably having the exact same coffee now. However, you're sitting there being like, oh my gosh, I'm in a rush because I have so much to do, or my manifestations haven't come true, so I need to work my ass off to do it. Whatever it might be, or you're sitting there just feeling in lack and not even acknowledging that something you're doing right now is already a part of your dream life. So if you are brushing your teeth, can you be excited to brush your teeth? Because in your dream life, you would also be brushing your teeth. So you can already start living your dream life in that moment right now. I really hope this makes sense, but I want you to draw elements of your dream life into your day right now. And I promise you they do exist. Could be as easy as your shower. Think of how much you're gonna love your shower when you're in your dream life. You're gonna be singing, you're gonna be just loving every moment of it. Start doing that now. Start creating your dream life in your everyday, because before you realize it, it's going to turn into that, because you've already stepped into the vibration of your dream life. You've already started living your dream life, despite the fact that your manifestations may not have found their way to you already. Now, that is sort of the big section of this, but the next little bits are going to be bits of advice for you as you're manifesting with ease. And this next one is one of the keys for keeping you in a state of ease and grace. And this is listening and pivoting when needed. This is one of the biggest things that will stop you from being able to manifest completely in ease and put you into a state of resistance and tension. And this is not being able to pivot and not being able to listen to your intuition. So first things first with this is you've got to build that relationship with your intuition, whether it be through a meditation or a yoga practice. We need to be able to listen and trust our intuition, because there may come points in this time where you're manifesting your dream life that things don't feel right. And you have a decision whether or not to keep pressing and pushing towards what you thought you wanted, or you have the choice to pivot towards something else. And you need to be open to pivoting. And honestly, the amount of times I have been pushing towards a manifestation that I thought I wanted, and because I am so blinkered and so looking towards that, I'm refusing to pivot. And all the universe is doing is creating more and more resistance towards what I think I want, until I am forced to pivot towards my highest self and what I need and what it is I actually am manifesting and what is in most alignment with the dream life I have. I really hope that makes sense. But if you are not willing to pivot, you are going to find almost, and worst case scenario, you're going to find a series of unfortunate events that keep snowballing and avalanching until you are forced to pivot. So in the moments where you can feel a little bit of resistance coming, or intuitively you can feel another path opening for you, I want you to be open to pivoting. You don't need to do it straight away, but I want you to be able to create this connection to your intuition, to find this deep knowing of when it's time to change direction, and know that that's still in alignment probably with your manifestation and your highest self. And that is a really, really, really big one, and it's going to keep you in a state of ease. If you are fighting with something that is not in alignment for you, that does not feel like ease, that does not feel soft, that does not feel nice, it feels hard, and the universe is going to keep making it uncomfortable until you listen. Now, the last little bit of advice I have for manifesting in a state of ease is regulating your nervous system. You are not going to attract things with ease if you are not in a state of ease. So this means that if your nervous system is completely dysregulated, you're not sleeping, you're always stressed, you're anxious, maybe you're having panic attacks, maybe you're feeling constantly burnt out, maybe you are constantly going and you are never allowing yourself to rest, maybe your cycle's out of sync, whatever it might be, we need to regulate this nervous system. Chances are you are living in a constant state of fight or flight, and you are going to find it really, really hard to manifest in ease if your body is not in a state of ease, because your body and the state of your body is a reflection of your vibration. So with this being said, you need to start cultivating more of your yin practices. Now, what I mean by yin is, again, the slightly more feminine energy. So this is your ability to rest, to recover, to slow down, to take time to be present. This may feel like a waste of time on your way to your dream life, but actually this is vital for keeping your nervous system in regulation. So this could look like having a bubble bath, but being really present in that bubble bath and relaxing. It could look like reading a book. It could look like a yin yoga practice. That is one of the best for connecting to your more feminine energy and the state of ease in the nervous system. It could be having a Reiki healing. It could be going for a massage. It could be any form of energy healing. It could also be going on a long walk, switching off, having no phone time. There are so many things you can begin to do to start to shift into this state of ease. And one of the really, really big ones for women, and I will honestly think about this till the cows come home, is starting to listen to your menstrual cycle. This is the easiest way to dysregulate yourself as a woman, is to live out of sync, to be pushing yourself to strive for more while you're menstruating and constantly expecting yourself to be the same every single day, despite the fact that we live on a 28-day cycle and we are not going to be the same every day. And if you are constantly forcing yourself to perform in a way that is not in alignment with how your inner body and hormones are feeling, your nervous system will be dysregulated. So that I really encourage you to just explore the different phases of your menstrual cycle. And I can make a whole video on this, but really start to explore the phases of your menstrual cycle and living with them. So whilst you're menstruating, slowing down, no intense workouts, no social occasions if you can help it, taking time just to relax and release. When you're ovulating, using that as your time of being really outward, of socializing, of going after the project that you're doing, of sharing and being very extroverted, and just allowing yourself to move through the ebbs and flows, the yin moments, which is when you're resting and recovering, and then the more yang moments when you're being quite outwards and acting and doing. I cannot stress enough how important it is to have a nervous system that is regulated and is in ease when we are wanting to manifest in ease. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? And the last thing I will say on regulating through the nervous system is you cannot outrun or shock yourself out of a dysregulated nervous system. You cannot do that. So for example, a lot of people will say like, oh, I am regulating my nervous system, or I relaxed whilst running, or I relaxed whilst in an ice bath, or I relax by, I don't even know. Whilst these things are amazing, they're fantastic ways of creating resilience, they're fantastic ways of moving your body or whatever it might be, you can't shock yourself into rest and digest, right? There is an element of you need time. It isn't going to happen quickly. If you're going on a run, that's great, but fight or flight, you're literally in flight. That's not going to regulate your nervous system. You need to slow down. If you're using an ice bath is not actually the best way to regulate your nervous system because it's creating a shock response. So unless you are already very efficient at regulating your nervous system, it's just going to put you back into even more of a stress response until you are able to regulate once again. So you need to learn how to regulate before you can even use that tool. And the best way to do this is practice slowing down, and it will feel hard. I want you to have a day where you've got nothing planned and you're just being. It's going to feel hard at first, but this is your first step towards creating nervous system regulation and making a life feel more at ease and more at peace. We can't feel at peace if we aren't at peace within ourselves and we're not creating peace around us. So yeah, take your time, allow yourself to shift into rest and digest, make sure you're sleeping, make sure you have scheduled time to rest, turn off your phone, find activities that help you to relax. Make sure those activities are gentle, are soft, are fully restorative and nourishing to your body and energy. And yeah, that I think is going to be everything for this video. I really, really hope this helped you begin to see how you are going to begin to manifest your dream life in a state of ease, moving away from that more forceful manifesting that more masculine pushing force and stepping into this more feminine magnetic version of you who can attract things with ease. And when you begin to embody all of these things that we've spoken about, you will find that without even trying, things are coming your way because you've mastered your vibration, you've removed the obstacles in your way, you've regulated your nervous system, you're clear on the vision. And at that stage, all you need to do is keep showing up and find gratitude and trust that everything is on its way to you. And every time one element of your dream life and your manifestation comes through, celebrating that, romanticizing that, being grateful for that. And with that process, it's just going to take you even closer to the life of your dreams. Now, with that being said, thank you so much for being here. If you did enjoy this, please like and subscribe below. Come and join my little family here on YouTube. If we aren't already connected on Instagram, I will also link that below. And if you would like to flow with me online, I have my online membership, Soul Shadow, linked below. We have lots of practices for helping to regulate your nervous system, deepen your intuition, so they might be really helpful towards manifesting your dream life too. Other than that, I am sending you so much love, and I will see you on my next video here on my channel. Bye guys.